What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Happy Friday. So glad to be here with you guys. I'm live, and I really want to go ahead and give you guys some very valuable gems to think about. I wanted to let it marinate throughout the weekend so you guys can come back in May. I want you guys to go hard. All right. I say this every time. Like 2023 could definitely be the year to completely change your life. But some of you guys are in the same spot that you were in January. I'm not. My wife and I, we accomplished a lot in 2022. I'm so grateful, so blessed, feel so humble that we accomplished so much. And our kids, they're healthy, they're safe, which is awesome. And now that we're moving into 2023, we are almost at the halfway mark. And what really breaks my heart is that with all the information that's out there, all the things that's like just tools that's never been available before, we have a lot of people with the entrepreneur spirit that want to break from the 9 to 5 job. You know that working for somebody else is just not for you, but you keep telling yourself the same thing that you were raised to believe in the past. You need to save money and you need to work for someone and get a good job, right? That was back in the day. That's what worked back then. There's pre-internet. And yes, that statement way back when mattered. But now you can literally today, with no money out of your pocket, you can open up a storefront. You can open up a storefront and start making money today if you absolutely wanted to. Like, I can show you right now how to make yourself an extra $100 to $500 before the day ends today. But that's the power of the internet. Not because Joe is so great, not because I know so much. It's just because I'm paying attention. So my question to you guys are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to what's available to you, the resources? You don't need anything else that's not already out there. You just need to be resourceful. Like right now, right? YouTube. This is free TV. I'm not paying for YouTube. I'm not paying for ads, for myself personally. So my thing is like I wonder, I'm like, guys, never before would we ever thought to be on free TV. Now, does your audience is big? Well, I don't know. Like, would your audience be big if you were on real TV? Probably not if you didn't have anything to talk about. So what I'm saying is you utilize the resources that you feel would play to your strengths. People are doing radio shows. We call them podcasts, but you can do that for free. You got Facebook. You can open up your store. You got Etsy. So what I'm saying is, guys, today when I get into my rant about the little known secret that can help you 10x your state funds or tax surplus, just whatever falls under the unclaimed funds umbrella, I'm going to teach you guys something that's going to be like a freaking no-brainer. It's going to make you sit back and be like, I get what he's saying now. And I want to spark that in you because I feel like if I can get you thinking forward instead of backwards, and then you're going in that circle, chasing your tail, you're going to find yourself becoming more profitable. You're going to find yourself making more money. You're going to be a happier person. Your family's going to be happier. Just kind of a healthier environment just all the way around. Like, that's the goal. That's the intent. Because the couple things that we value most in life is family and time. And the only thing that's above that is time with family. Does that make sense? We want more time with family. And I love this business. I love that we're in it, but I feel like a lot of people are being taught a piece of the puzzle. They're not being taught the whole framework. It's like if you want to build a house with your own two hands, and then you go to someone to teach you, and then what they tell you is, well, every house needs a door. So you can't build a house without a door. So they teach you how to build a door, but they don't teach you about the rest of the house. They don't teach you about building the framework. They don't teach you about the roof and the windows. They don't teach you about all that stuff, the wiring, the plumbing. And what I want to do is tell you guys, there's so much more to opening up a business than just learning how to make deals and learning how to chase people and cold call and skip trace. That's a part of the framework, but that's not the complete framework. And that's the reason why you haven't found yourself growing and scaling your business. Meanwhile, you'll get out there and then people charge you tens of thousands of dollars teaching you how to scale with a team. That's nice. But if you're not teaching me about business foundations, it's going to collapse. So what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Well, today, I really want to enlighten you all. So what I want you guys to do, if you're watching the replay, please in the comments write replay. If you're on with me live right now, welcome. Say what's up in the chat box right there. Tell me what's up and share with me, because we are live. Share with me, like, what are you struggling with right now? What's holding you back? What's slowing you down? Why haven't you closed any deals? That's my question to you. When I got into this business, when I first started, I was hungry. I was hungry because I knew I was in a position to where it was fight or die, right? It was just like, hey, you got to do this, because I was tired of my previous career. I've been doing it for 20 years. I just wasn't passionate anymore. I lost my juice and my steam, and I was giving up. And I hated that feeling, but I knew that was my answer, to like what I was just questioning. I was like, what am I going to do next? What is it? And then I thought about real estate. I'm like, oh, I got excited about it. And I am doing real estate right now. I actually, we closed on a lot of homes this past year, but I'm a rookie. I'm a rookie to the real estate game. I came in and I'm closing doors like nobody's business. But it never would have happened if I didn't get into tax overages, if I never got into unclaimed funds. I never would have known about these off-market homes. I don't think I'll ever buy another home that's on the market. I'm always going to get a home at the discount rate, right? The pennies on the dollar rate, and I'm going to go ahead and make it my own. I'm going to make it look awesome. I mean, because my wife and I were just in the market not too long ago. We were looking at all these homes, and they're $1 million homes. And every time we walk in each and every home, my wife kept saying, "I want to change this. I want to change that." I'm like, well, what are we doing here? Why are you buying a home that's worth over $1 million if you're going to change everything anyway? Let's go find something off the market. And that's what we did. And that's what we're doing. So let's get back to the subject of 10xing your unclaimed funds business. And like I said, in the comments, you guys can put in there if there's anything that you guys are struggling with and you want to know more about. But I think this is going to seriously, it's going to blow your minds. Number one, the first thing I want you guys to pay attention to is the masses are all doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing. They're all following the same suit, which means that they're getting these lists, right? They're getting a list of names and people. They're putting them in their little Excel spreadsheets from their cold calling, and then they're calling them once, twice, 3 times. Some of you guys are really good at just calling the same number over and over again, but the people aren't, picking up. So what do you do next? Well, if you've been watching my videos, or anybody else's, you probably like call from a different area code, right? That usually works too. That's a pretty good strategy. Call from an area code that the lead might be familiar with. It costs you $1. It costs you $1. Can't afford $1. I don't know what to tell you. So you're doing that, right? And then you're finding yourself like, oh my God, like, these leads, like they're all dead. They're not dead. They're purposely avoiding you. You're calling the right numbers. You got their information. Most skip tracing websites are pretty darn accurate. I know when I look myself up on the free stuff, it's pretty accurate. If you call one of the 3 or 4 numbers that's listed, you're going to get a hold of me. But the problem is I don't know you. You're calling me from a number I'm aware of. I'm busy. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for someone to randomly call me to pitch something to me. So you never broke me down in the first place. So where do we go from here? How do we 10x our business? How do we grow? How do we thrive? Well, let's go back to the beginnings. How did you set up your business in the first place? I want you guys to take good notes. I'm going to give you guys the complete framework. I'm going to give you guys everything today, okay? Today's a very special day because I really want someone to win. I want you guys to let this soak in this weekend, and I want you to win, okay? And I'm not asking you for nothing in return. This is what I'm asking you guys to do. Number one, you got an idea. Ask yourself this, run on the checklist. Do you have business social media sites right now? Do you have a Facebook fan page? Do you have Google My Business? Do you have a TikTok, LinkedIn, all those? Do you just have a presence on social media? I'm explaining why you need this. I'm explaining, you don't have to run any marketing ads or nothing like that. Please don't let your mind go that direction. But what I'm telling you is, do you seem real? I'm not going to take your word for it. I got your voicemails. I heard them. I saw your phone calls. I'm getting them. I'm getting your text messages and your emails. But see, the thing that you don't know that I'm doing, I'm interested. So I'm going to look you up to see if you're legitimate. Not just your website. Anybody can throw up a website, right? But when you start showing activity, like an actual business, like you seem legitimate, then I'm going to feel comfortable answering your calls. I might get interested and return your phone call. But see, the problem is you have zero presence. You try to do everything for free. You try to launch your business. You didn't want to get an LLC. So I can't look you up on a California state website. You're a sole proprietor. I'm most likely not going to be able to find you in your business, right? You want to do everything cheap. So how do we fix that? Because I know a lot of you guys are starting off and you guys don't have any funding, right? Well, I've been talking about this recently, and I'm gonna keep talking about it throughout the rest of the year until I'm blue in the face. I keep telling you guys, the government dropped a ton of money in the economy for businesses to go get so we can grow and scale our business. They're called grants, right? They got these business grants that only a fraction of entrepreneurs are actually going and getting. But did you know some of the federal grants that are out there was in 2021? I think 83% of the available grants went back to Congress. Why? Why did all that free money go back to Congress? Go check the SBA.gov website. 83%, right? The reason why I went back was because people weren't applying for them. People weren't fitting those criteria, right? They weren't getting that money, except for the same old dogs that keep going, applying and getting them. All the rest of us, what are we trying to do? What we're trying to do is we are trying to just grind, right? We want to be grinders. We want to stay up to the wee hours of the night, doing our skip tracing, wake up early and start doing phone calls, and we get all the software to keep everything aligned. We're doing all the right things. But the problem is we get financially burnt out before we even get started. So now when you want to get a website and maybe you have no skills, now you can't build one out, right? So one, you can't afford it. An average website costs anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000 if you're getting a good one. You can slap one together and hope and pray people don't think you're a scammy. You can do that, or you can invest in a good one. Usually when people come into my coaching program, I just build it out for them. I'm like, look, stop wasting your time and your money. We'll just build your website so you can just get going. But you got to figure out what you want to do. So if you have no money, my question is, why aren't you going to get that money? If you get in business, go get that money. For those of you guys who are thinking about starting a business, why are you waiting? What I would do if I were you, don't get hung up on the name. Don't get hung up on the name of your business, because you can do business as anything. You can change it anytime, right? Or not change, but you can add to. If you change your mind, just name it after yourself. Joe Green, Unclaimed Funds LLC, right? But the thing is, the more seasoned, meaning the longer your business has been in business and been in good standing with your state, the more likely you can get funding for your business. I'm talking like business lines of credit. Just this morning, maybe I can pull it up without pulling my personal information, but just this morning, I was offered $36,000 from QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks for my business, guys. I use QuickBooks for my business. They gave me they're offering me a business line of credit for $36,000. How many of you guys watching this right now could use $36,000? What would you do with that? Would that help your business? Would that change your business? I think it would. I think you can move faster. I think you can get more done. I think you can afford help. Maybe someone could do the cold calls while you're doing research, or vice versa. I think that you'd be able to send more letters out. Maybe you got your family members. Maybe you're buying a bunch of books of stamps and letters, and you're sending out those professional templates. Maybe you got someone who's your social media manager, right? They're putting up your social media and they're following up with your leads on social media. Another tip right there for you. A lot of you guys are not even leveraging those free social media websites you guys got. I have a complete section where I talk about a whole strategy on social media on how to get people to respond to you on social media. You guys, utilize these free tools. See, social media for me, it's my place of business. This is not something I go to socialize on, okay? People who know me personally know everything they need to know about me. Everybody else on social media, all the things that you see on your feed, ignore that stuff. It's a distraction. I want you guys to 10X your business. How are you going to 10X your business? Well, you get the foundation together. You stand up, you create an actual business entity. Now you got time in business, right? Now you're going out there and you're getting funding for your business. Some of you guys think, oh, I'm a for-profit, I can't get funding. You absolutely can. You're just looking in the wrong places. You can absolutely get funding. Every time I get someone into my program, I tell them, look, we're going to start off with your city, county, and state. Those are the three places we're looking first. We're going to get in contact with every bank possible. And then this is exactly what you're going to bring this letter to them. And this is what you're going to tell them. And I'm telling them that because you got to be aggressive with it. You got to go for the no. Go there expecting someone to say no. But I promise you, someone is going to say yes. You ask enough, you're going to get a yes. That's just how it works, you guys. And when you have funding, now you're no longer frustrated and you're no longer stressed trying to chase these leads. Now you can strategize. Now you can calm down. You're like, okay, great. I got this grant. I got $10,000. That's going to take care of me this month. For some of you guys, maybe that'll carry you over for 2 months. I don't know your financial situation, but for me, working from home as a father, and with the income my wife and I, we both bring in everything. I'll be honest with you guys. My standards are higher, but my minimum would be 10K a month. 10K a month is my minimum to stay home and to do what I do every single day. If I can't make at least $10,000, I better go find myself a job. That's my standard, right? That's my minimum. But I set the bar for me. You know what? What's comfortable for me is right around the $15,000 to $20,000 range right there. Because to me personally, Like I'm not chasing anything to be rich. I know my lifestyle and what I like to do. So my thing is, when you're planning out your business, ask yourself, what are the expenses you're willing to take on? What's the lifestyle that you want to have? Me, I just want to travel. I want to travel. I want to be able to, like, if I want to stop working today, like after this video, if I want to take off and go sit by my poolside and read a book and meditate, I want to be able to do that. As long as I'm making my bottom line, it doesn't matter. If I want to show up to work late, not start till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, because I was just drinking coffee, look, drinking coffee and just chilling and hanging out. I mean, I want to be able to do that. That's the lifestyle I'm going for. I don't need $1 million a year to do that. I just need to make 10K, to be honest. I just set the bar higher because I know that 10K is not really trying. I know that I can make more. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm pulling the curtain back for you guys. And the reason why you guys are watching this video is because I'm speaking the truth. I'm telling you right now, if you come at your business like it's an actual business and not a side hustle to me is doing like one of those MLM businesses. I've done them, so I'm not knocking you guys if you're doing it. So please, let's get that straight. I've sold supplements for MLMs. I've done like all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Because sometimes I believe in their product. Sometimes I thought it was nice, whatever. But it's a side hustle. I didn't make it a real business. I didn't go out there and get grants. I didn't apply on sam.gov and register my business. I wasn't chasing federal funding or funding from banks. I didn't believe in it that much. But my business, under my name, I believe in myself. And I feel like, why not me? I feel like, why is everyone else special but me? Why does everyone get opportunities to get these things except for me? That's how my brain works. So I go to business networking meetings. I talk about my business. I tell them about state funds. 1 out of 7 people in this room right now is owed money by the state. And I do it for free. I will search and make sure if you're owed money, we get you that money. And I'm not going to ask you for anything out of your pocket. And if someone wants to talk to me, and I explain to them, look, my service fee comes after the fact. After you get paid, that's when I get paid. That's how I stay in business. What's up? So you guys, what I'm saying is the connection, and I'm able and I'm capable of doing it because ever since the very beginning, I went out there and I started applying for grants. Getting awarded grants. That's a part of my business practices, right? That's something that I actually pieced together. Now that we got funding for your business, right? Let's move on from that. We got funding for your business. Now you got a social media presence. And now we got to move on to the next step. It's like, what is your process in place? Because if you're waking up and you're just doing stuff, like you're waking up, you're doing a little bit of skip tracing, and then you're doing a little bit of phone calls, and then you're doing a little bit of follow-up. Like what are you doing? How come there's no like plan of action? How come there's no strategy behind what you're doing? Like with any business, like let's say, for example, Amazon. Amazon's a great one, right? We all know what Amazon is. Well, what happens when you go to Amazon? Well, you get a bunch of things, right? They'll feature items. It has a little search bar. You search it, you find it, you buy it. Now that's when everything goes into motion. Okay. So everything goes into motion. Amazon receives your order. The process is they receive it, then they give it to the warehouse workers. The warehouse get the order, then they package it, right? Then they give it to the delivery drivers. The delivery drivers, they get it and they drop it on your doorstep. And then they follow up with an email saying, are you satisfied? They follow up with some more like advertisements like, hey, did you want to buy this too? They go well together, but that's a process. It's the same every time you go back. And Amazon, they're just trying to get better and better every time they do this. So my thing is, what is your process? Can you honestly say right now, yeah, Joe, I got a pretty good process. Is it working now? Because just because you have a process doesn't mean that it's a good process. Like, have you stayed committed to it? Like my thing is, systems is what helps people help grow and scale their business. That's what it is. Systems and processes. Okay. And my thing is, like, if I can create something that's simple, because customers, they won't buy if they're confused, right? Well, entrepreneurs, we won't thrive if we're confused. If you wake up and you're confused on what you're supposed to do today and how you're supposed to attack your day, well, yeah, I don't blame you. Like you're going to always find yourself getting the same result. You're going to keep getting yourself a big goose egg at the end of the day, and I see people that come into this business and then they want to work every state under the sun because they heard somebody on YouTube talk about this state is great. To be honest with you, I tried out a couple states and then I found that, what? I want easier. I don't want to go and do this hard work. That could be your strategy. You can pick a state. I don't know, like let's say Arkansas. Arkansas happens to be a hidden gem. A lot of people just aren't talking about it. They don't realize Arkansas has a pretty good return rate. And Arkansas, the state of Arkansas, is not that hard to work. The only difference between Arkansas and other states is they don't have a investigative handbook like California, and they make you fill out a 1099. All right, so that's it. I mean, like, so there's benefits to every state, but you got to pick one. Pick a state and stick with it, and work it like it's a business, and stop worrying about other people and oversaturated markets. Most people who start this business, they're not good. They're not good at what they do. I promise you that. Let me go to the comments real quick because I see that we had a comment right here that popped up, and this one says, "Hey Joe, are you able to teach me how to systemize business or give me ideas? Like you said, it's solo enough to do alone. I feel like it would take a lot of my family time to work on your own." Yeah, George. Yeah, man. Like whenever you're ready to join this program, man, like come into the coaching umbrella. Like what I do is I just help people like get their business off the ground. I help you launch your business so you're not doing it by yourself. I'm building it with you. And then you got the whole community in my coaching program. Like we're all here to help you and share advice. And that's how it should be, right? There should be more masterminds and networking amongst ourselves so people aren't struggling. Because think about it. You help someone today, well, someone else is going to help you tomorrow. Someone's going to be in your corner when you need help. Like that's how we should do. I learned from people who come in my program because they work certain processes or they experience certain things that I didn't go through yet. And I love learning. I love understanding and learning and getting things to the next level. Matter of fact, I'm very successful when it comes to finding and obtaining grants. Very successful at that. But I bought a program yesterday. It was a couple $100. I don't care because I felt like this lady, she's been doing it a lot longer than me, 20 years as a grant writer. I'm like, well, she's got to know something more than I do. I want to continue learning because if I can go from making a little over $100,000 a year just in grants, and if I can make that into $1 million a year or more, that's a worthwhile investment. If all I'm paying you is $400 or $500, yeah, she wasn't charging enough, in my opinion. I don't think she understands how much gold that she's sitting on top of. You're going to tell me $500 down, and you're going to teach me how to make $1 million in grant funds. Let's go. Even if she taught me how to make 1,000, I've already doubled my investment. Does that make sense? That's a good investment. If I can double the money I put down, that's a good investment to have. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Think about it. Stop thinking short term. Stop thinking I need to save and this and that. No, money is called currency for a reason. It's supposed to flow, right? And if you can put a little bit out there to get a lot more to flow back to you, that's a good thing to do. But when you put a little bit of money into your savings and it grows at 0.012%, I mean, what are you doing? What are we doing here? Like you're not understanding like how this is played out. And as an entrepreneur, we just have to be wise. We have to be wise and understand your number one asset, your MVP is your team. That's the MVP, not software, not all this chat GPT. Like you can use AI to definitely scale your business. You can use all this stuff. Those are great. Those are tools, but you will always, always, always need a team. You'll always need other humans to help you make that machine grow. You can't be everywhere all the time. I love that whenever I go on vacation, like I'm going to Hawaii next week Friday, I'm going to Hawaii. I love that I have a team that can hold down the fort while I'm gone. I have a project manager who is super smart. She's very well-rounded and she can get the job done while I'm gone. That's my MVP right there. Not some software. I mean, like I'm just saying, guys, I'm just put things in perspective. You guys ultimately are not going to be doing all these cold calls by yourself. If you're working your business right, the end game is not for you to be making these calls for the rest of your life. The end game as a CEO of your company is not for you to do all the skip tracing. You are laying the foundation so someone can come in at maybe their minimum wage, maybe a little bit more, to run that process for you. And so you can sit back and you can continue to strategize on how you're going to keep scaling your business. Because right now, there's over $50 billion across the country that's unclaimed every year in, year out, and that pot keeps growing. It keeps growing every year. So this is a business that's not going away. This is a multi-billion-dollar business industry. And I'm telling you right now, people are talking about, the saturation, too many competition. What are you talking about? There's not enough competition. Well, if there's a lot of competition out there, obviously none of us are that good. We must not be that good because we're not putting a dent in that pot. Either that or the government just keeps feeding us. Maybe we are doing good and the government just keeps feeding us so we can stay employed. I don't know what the answer is, but what I am telling you is Put those blinders on. Stop getting distracted with how much competition we think is out there, and tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to do this business. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm not going to duct tape my way and just try to piece together things that I'm getting a little bit knowledge here, a little bit knowledge there. Go get some formal training. Go get some real training. Some of you all are a little bit more advanced. You're a little bit more ahead of the game, and you understand every professional needs a coach, right? Everyone. I got a coach. I got 3 coaches right now. I got 3 coaches, but they all cover different areas of my life that I feel I need one, that to where I can excel. It's just like you see a professional boxer or professional sports team. They're always led by a coach. You've never seen the San Francisco 49ers run on a field without a coach because they're professionals. They got this. They can figure it out. No. You've never seen a professional boxer put on a world heavyweight championship belt and not have a coach screaming at them in a corner, watching their blind side, paying attention to the things that they're not paying attention to. And that's what I tell people. Like I take on coaching because I enjoy helping people see the things that they may not be aware of. Because when they get stuck, I like to help people get unstuck. When people are trying to get started, I like to help to give them that lift so they can get going. And this is me coaching you. You didn't know you hired me, but you did. When you started following me, you hired me to be your coach. So as your coach, I'm telling you right now, number 1, make a decision. Number 2, stop being scared of taking risks. Number 3, you need to execute. You need to execute your plan. You need to get it together. You need a plan in place that describes your processes, what systems you're going to run within those processes, and then where are you going? Where's your true north? Because you want to 10x your business. You want to get this done right. Well, I'm telling you right now, the people aren't paying attention because you don't have a presence. People pay attention to presence. So create that presence. Now, you as an entrepreneur, stop confusing yourself. Make it very simple and basic to where you can teach a 14-year-old and they can come in your business and they can operate a piece of the process, right? You can, matter of fact, hire an army of 14-year-olds and then it should be that dumbed down. 14-year-olds are pretty smart. Let's go ahead and let's go 10-year-olds, right? Like you just want to make it that simple to where somebody can come in and understand what it is their job is to do. And then they know every day, this is what I do. This is my process. Like that's what you want to do, and get funded. Get funding. Quit coming out of your pocket. Quit spending your savings and your retirement on things that to operate your business. Your business needs funding to thrive. Your business is going to be that vehicle that's going to take you this way, on the income meter. But if you're not feeding your business any money, right? You're not getting any money for your business because you're afraid. If you're afraid of loans, you don't trust yourself. If you're afraid of grants, I don't know why. I mean, you don't have to pay it back. You don't have to pay back grants. I think people just think they doubt themselves, right? But again, you're just trying to run on fumes. What do you want your business to run on? You think just because this is a low overhead business, you don't need funding? Would you not want $1 million just in case? If it came in the form of free money, you don't have to pay back. Would you not want $1 million just in case? Who knows? Maybe you need to revamp your office. Maybe like you need better microphone, better phones, better computer. I don't know what you need. Maybe you need these things so your business can grow and scale, but you're not applying for grants for whatever reason. I don't understand. But what I'm trying to say is I want this to be painful. I want this message that I'm sending to you today. I want it to resonate with you. I want you to take a look at your family, take a look at your life. Ask yourself, am I at where I want to be? Is this the end game? Or do I got work to do? And if the answer is you got work to do, then it's time to put on that cap and put in work. Stop making excuses and stop finding reasons why you can't. When I was dead broke, I was broke. I was just coming off a divorce. I just freshly lost my house to foreclosure, and I was in a seminar. I was just trying to get motivated. I had a full-time job. I had a 9 to 5, but I knew I wanted more out of life. And this gentleman got on stage and he just spoke to me. His words actually spoke to me, and he made an offer right there on the stage. And then there's little people in the crowd, like, attesting to like, yep, this guy's awesome. This guy's great. I've been following this guy for like a year, right? And finally I was like, you know what? I want to do this, but I was scared. And then my girlfriend at the time, she's my wife now, but my girlfriend at the time, she was like, hey, this is for you. Go do it. I was like, no. This is crazy. I can take my money and my credit cards and go buy some supplies or equipment. She's like, get up there and go sign up for a coach. His offer for coaching was $20,000. I couldn't believe he had the cojones to do that, right? He was like, oh yeah, 20,000. I was like, wow, who asked that much money from a complete stranger? But guess what? I didn't have the money. I did not have the money. But you know what? I got my butt up there. figured out my balances. I called a couple of my banks. I increased the limits, and my girlfriend, she had a credit card. We ran it up. I think we used like 3 or 4 credit cards, maxed them all out. And I was like, all right, I'm all in. I'm all in. That was my hero story. And then from there, it was scary because I'm like, okay, what's next? Well, what was next is I got a $20,000 bill I got to pay back. I need to start taking immediate action right now. And I did that. And then my life changed forever. I stopped being scared of making decisions. I stopped getting scared of doing what I wanted to do in my life. I got the courage to make decisions. Successful business owners are decisive. Indecisive people never take off. That's like you're at the rocket launch, right? NASA's like 3, 2, let us think about it. 3, 2, let me go ask my spouse if she thinks this takeoff is a good idea, right? Or he thinks this is a good idea. 3, 2, 1. You know what? Let me go check my Facebook feed and ask my friends if I should start this business. Stop it. Cut it out. Take off. 3, 2, 1, blast off, take off. I mean, if this is in your heart to be an entrepreneur, and I don't teach people how to be successful tax overages business owners. I teach people how to be successful business owners. Okay, there's a distinct difference. Tax overages and state funds, that's a tool. All right, just like this phone, it's a tool. This is not who I am. What I am is I'm an entrepreneur. That means I'm a thinker. I'm a visualizer. I have visions. I have dreams. I dream big. I scare small minds, right? That's you. We're one of the same. You're watching to this point right now. We're 30 minutes into this webinar. You've been watching this because we think alike. We're the same. The difference between me and you, if you're not where I'm at right now, the difference between us is I've made decisions that got me to where I'm at. You've been holding back. Why? Why are you holding back? And don't say, because I don't have enough money, Joe. There's a lot of free money out there. I walked into a bank last week and I went, gave them a letter, and I walked out the very next day, like 24, maybe 36 hours later. I got contacted by the branch manager and she said, hey, Joe, I know you asked for, a couple $1,000s, but we have 500 to donate to sponsor you. I took it. Why not? Okay. I was like, oh, shucks, Sherry, thanks. I know it's not the 10 grand I was asking for, but I'll take 500 brick by brick, you guys. No one just throws up a frame of a house. They have to build it brick by brick on a good foundation. And that's what I'm just trying to get across to you guys. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to do the things that you know that you should and could do, but you haven't yet because you've been doubting yourself. You've been questioning. You've been asking everyone around you if it's a good idea. But the question is, do you think it's a good idea? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you can do it? If the answer is yes, what are you waiting for? Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to drop the mic right there because I really want to give you guys something to really think about. I want you guys to process it. And then you make the decision. Are you going to take action or are you going to do more of the same? Are you going to keep living in fear or are you going to actually live your dreams? That's the whole premise behind this conversation. The only way you're going to 10X your business is if you actually start treating it like it's an actual business. Let that motor run. And for those of you all who do want to work with me and you do want to come in and say, hey, Joe, let's take this to the next level. Let's go ahead and let's elevate. Let's go. I'm always ready. I'm always ready. That's the thing. I've always been here. You guys been seeing me day in and day out. I'm always here. I share a piece of my life to inspire. That's what I want. I don't want you to say, oh, I want that one day. No, not someday. How about make today day one? Today's the first day of getting to that lifestyle and beyond. Because for me, like I said, I'm not chasing to be a millionaire. I just want that comfortable lifestyle where I can wear my pajama bottoms all day long and go travel whenever I want to. My wife the other day said, hey, you want to go to Hawaii for a couple of days? I said, yeah, sure. Why not? If I got any work to do, as long as I got my phone, I can handle my work. Aside from that, let's go. Peace. I love working from home. And I love working with people who want to get to that as well. So my call to action for you guys is to make a decision, be decisive, and just say, I'm all in. That's it. That's all I got for you guys today. So you guys, I want you guys to be safe. Have a great weekend. I want you guys to do great things. And again, I'm always here if you guys need me. Until then, I'll see y'all later.